Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. We are back on the free-to-play today, and it's, I think, day number 12 or 13 of the fusion. I think it's actually day number 13, so we're kind of coming to an end for that, even though if you look at the calendar, it's like, you know, normally this goes for like 14 days, so I think this one's a little bit longer, because if you look, from the 10th till the 20... See, normally it should have ended by the 24th, but this time around, because they split, I don't know why, but they kind of like split the events for a longer period, it ends on the 28th would be the last day when we have the champion training event, so that's 18 days. That's more than usual, but still we're going to be able to do everything on time. It's just, you know, this was something that I noticed and I wanted to mention because I was shocked that, you know, counting my the days of the fusion, I was like, wait, why am I going over 14 days? Why am I getting really close and I'm not quite done yet? So yeah, that's something I really want to mention. In a way, it might be good because it gives you more time to gather the resources and, you know, spend them in the right spot. But in other ways, it might be bad because, you know, there's not as much double dipping, so you might lose more resources in this way. But yeah, that's the fusion still on track. There's not much I can talk about it because, you know what, I'm 85 fragments in. I need to get another 15. I could grab, maybe I'm gonna grab without trying like to do it on purpose. I might grab the other 5 from here. That's gonna take me to 19. There's gonna be dungeon divers. I'm doing the Fire Knight as I mentioned because, you know what, I already started it. I'm getting close to halfway there, so I'm gonna finish this. I might even go overkill. I might, you know what, I might actually skip the champion training event where there's gonna be 10 of those because if they don't have a legendary tome at the end of that champion training, I'm just gonna skip it, honestly, because those will be the last 10 ones that I will want to skip. But what I want to talk today about is actually my account when it comes to the clan boss. So I want to talk about a few mistakes that maybe I have done, and specifically about the Doom Tower, okay? So when we think about Doom Tower, like for those of you that are not aware yet, maybe there's 3 Doom Tower rotations. It's the Frost Spider rotation, then we have the, what's it called, the Eternal Dragon rotation, and then we have the Dark Fae rotation. So each of those ones have a specific, you know, material that they drop from farming. So if you go into the Forge, we can see that we have like this. Affinity Breaker, that drops from the Nether Spider, that it's kind of useless. Like, this is definitely the most useless one. Never farm it, never forge for it. Just, you know, if you have materials, forge them. Keep a full set because you might want them for the sake of the Romanto missions. There's gonna be at one point that says, you know, equip one champion with Affinity Breaker. Don't really care about that. That's kind of useless. So the same thing is going to be for each of the ones, you know, you want to keep one set. Then we have the Untouchable that drops from the Scarab King, and that's kind of the set that you want to farm, for example, when the Frost Spider rotation is on, because this is kind of like, you know, it's an immunity set on crack with, you know, it gives it extra 40 resistance. So this is kind of the best one for that sake. Then we have the Fatal one, which is kind of the easiest one to farm early on because the Magma Dragon is pretty straightforward. You go ahead, you kill it, you bring a Provoke if you see that he hits too hard, and keep him, you know, keep him busy with that. And then it is what it is. It's a pretty decent set, you know, attack percent with the extra crit rate. And then it's like, you know, the Frostbite, which again is from the Frost Spider. These percentages are not too high to make it worth farming, okay? So that's the first rotation. Then on the second rotation, you have, like I said, the Eternal Dragon rotation. That's where you have, you still have the, what's it called, Affinity Breaker. So you still have the Nether Spider to farm. Then you have the Magma Dragon again, which is the Fatal set. And then you have the 2 new ones, I guess, well, new ones compared to the first rotation at least. You have the Bloodthirst, which is kind of, again, like a lifesteal on crack, gives you another 12% crit rate. This might actually be decent, but only for the early game, you know. It might be a little bit harder to farm because this is like the last boss, the Eternal Dragon, and you know, while you're progressing, you might not have the exact team to farm it. So that might be a little bit of a problem, and you have to be careful because, you know, the mechanics are a little bit more intense, so it's not as easy. In the second one, the easiest one to farm is still the Magma one, but the recommended one, and this is the one that, you know, kind of connects into the subject of this video, which is like kind of some mistakes when it regards the clan boss, and that's the Guardian Gear. The Guardian Gear is the gear set that drops from the Griffin. Well, the Griffin is pretty straightforward. Kill him before he kills you. So if you have strong enough champions in lifesteal that do, you know, lots of damage on it before he actually kills you, then this should be pretty easy to farm. And honestly, in the second rotation, 100% the Guardian, the Griffin is the one that you want because you want to get as much Guardian as you can, as this set gives the wearer 10% of, you know, wearer absorbs 10% of the damage dealt to allied champions, also heals them by 10% for every turn. So if you think about it, and maybe if you are aware, if not, let me tell you, ally protection is the most important buff that you want to have for the clan boss if you're going the killable route. You know, if you have an unkillable, then it doesn't matter. On my account, I do not have an unkillable champion, so I'm gonna go for a killable route. And having Guardian on somebody else, not on your ally protector, because your ally protector already, you know, soak up most of the damage. But the way the ally protection works is the damage does not scale with the increasing level of the clan boss for the damage that the ally protector receives. Because normally, you know, the ally protection is basically you get 50% more damage from all of your allies that you protect. But it does not work that way. It's always a flat number of like 700, 800, something like that. So Guardian gear kind of works in a similar way where the champion wearing that absorbs 10% of that damage. So basically that's, you know, more damage mitigation, which is the most important thing that you want to do for the clan boss. So that's why Guardian is the most important one for the second rotation. Then when we come to the last one, we have the Fortitude, which is Bommel, which 99.99% of the time you're not going to farm him because it's impossible, it's extremely hard, and you don't really care about resistance and defense up until maybe towards the end game. There's very few people that I heard saying, yes, I can and I want to farm Bommel. Like, I'm definitely not one of those ones. And then we have the lethal one, which is the one that I've been farming this rotation, which is the Dark Fate, that gives you kind of like, you know, the Savage set, ignoring 25% of the enemy's defense, plus the 10% crit rate. That again, that's kind of like Savage on crack. I use the phrasing of on crack too much in this video, maybe. I hope I don't get demonetized for it. Anyway, this is something that I have been farming myself, and trying to build my clan boss team a little bit today, I realized that was a huge mistake. This lethal gear is basically good gear only if you have the right stats and substats. So you're looking for crit rate, crit damage gloves with the right substats. You're looking for speed boots or attack percent, defense percent boots with crit rate, crit damage. Same thing for the chest. And then for the top pieces, again, you're looking for damage stats. Well, if I think about my account, I'm not that desperate to get crazy, you know, nuking gear right now, because I'm not trying to fight actual teams in the top end of arena where, you know, ignoring defense is really important. I'm not trying to push extremely high stages of the dungeons. I'm just settling for level 20s right now. So, you know, this helps. Yeah, this is gonna help to kill the waves faster, but this set only goes on your damage dealer, so it's not as helpful. Whereas the Guardian gear, you can use them on any support, you can use it on DPS, you can use it on anyone if you can actually do that. So what I realized is the fact that maybe I should have not farmed the Dark Fate this rotation, but instead I should have dropped down and just farmed the Griffin. Because, you know, if I could have a team that can make this, you know, auto farm, then I could have gotten myself the nice rewards. If you go over here to reward info, it kind of shows you. So see stage 410 of the Celestial Griffin can give you 5 to 9 of the, what's it called, of the rare ones, and 7 to 13 of the epic material. So, you know, it's kind of the same as the last boss. So this is the spot where you would want to farm, and this is what I should have farmed. I still have another 4 days. I'm not sure I'm gonna get to farm this in time, but that would have helped me because I'm trying to build myself an Ultra Nightmare clan boss team, okay? And in order to do that, I need ally protection, decrease attack, increase defense, block debuffs, you know, all those buffs and debuffs to help me survive. And I'm not gonna go too much into this one. If you want me to make a video on what's extremely important for the sake of tackling the clan boss if you don't have an unkillable, just let me know, leave it in the comments below, let me know, and I can make a dedicated video specifically to that, you know, talk about what buffs, what debuffs, and everything that you want. And, you know, it's gonna help, it will help you guys out if you want me to do that. But if I have a look at the team that I was trying to do, it's, where is it? This one over here. So I was saying that I want my team to be Sepulchre Sentinel because she brings the decreased attack on the A1. She brings the increased defense and block debuffs on the A2, which basically means if you go on affinity, it helps you be affinity friendly. You're not going to take the decreased speed on your champions if you land this at the right time, and it means you're not going to get out of sync if you make a speed tune team. then the increased defense is obviously helpful because, you know, makes you stay alive. But the way this comp works, where Sepulchre is the only one at 4-3 ratio, is you would only have the increased defense for the second AoE, and then you would have it for the stun. So on the first AoE, I would be exposed, which is a problem. Then the other one would be obviously Ferric in the Fat, ally attack, poisons, HP burn, decreased defense on day one. He's pretty amazing for the sake of doing damage, okay? Geomancer, same thing, amazing for damage because of his A3, because of his passive. This one also brings damage mitigation, so he's huge, he's amazing. Also, if I did book out his A2, if I would, you know, eventually I will book his A2 out as well, you can remove the increased attack if you go on affinity from the clan boss if you time it right. Then the last two spots for me normally should be Anax, which, you know, currently he's not in there because of the way what I tested. Again, brings decreased defense, weaken, and he heals himself by 15% of the damage he does on the A3, and then again, more poisons and decreased accuracy on the A2. So he would be the right fit. And then the last spot, I would need an ally protection. That's the problem. So it was kind of complicated, and I was trying to go a different way where I dropped Anax and brought in Rhonda, and maybe I would try to bring Rhonda, and I would try to get her, I would try to get her in Brimstone, and I would drop Tombler, but the problem again is the decreased attack from Sepulchre is not consistent enough, it's not booked yet. Like, maybe after she's fully booked, if all goes well, and, you know, if with enough ally attacks from Ferrikin as well, I should have the decreased attack on all the time, but it's still not enough. I tested it, it's so bad, it's so bad. So I'm kind of stuck right now on just doing Nightmare with my usual standard team, Lysandra boosting my team and just going, you know, as much damage as I can to do that damage as much as possible, but that's not efficient enough for Ultra Nightmare. So my problem is now, what do I do? Do I still try to work around with that team, or maybe do I try and go something with Deacon? But again, I need to build Deacon, I need to give him books. And that's a little bit of, you know, that becomes a little bit more complicated. And at the same time, I just cannot hit the stats that I want on Sepulchre without breaking every single one. You know, I don't want to break the whole build of my Tombler because he's pretty important for all of my dungeon farming. And, you know, if I don't have him to farm dungeons, I'm stuck, I cannot get better gear. So what I would be aiming for is to try and get my Sepulchre Sentinel to be at around 240 speed. That's the speed that you need to make her go on a 4-3 ratio. Like, after I'm going to actually build a team, I'm going to show you the whole speed and the speed that I'm talking about. But I cannot hit that speed with the right accuracy because she's my decreased attack champion, and with the right survivability stats in order to do it. Because the stats that I'm aiming for is I need around 2800 defense. The best I can do for her is get the speeds, get the accuracy, but she would have like 2000 defense, which is not enough, especially because of damage scales on defense as well. So yeah, this is really complicated. This is really complicated, and I really need to rethink or to think about what I'm gonna be doing with my team, because right now I have to get everybody in a lifesteal. The option that I could try and do, which, you know, might be tricky and complicated, is I could try and build Deacon, bring him in the team for now, but without using his turn meter control skill. So I would just bring him in for the decreased defense on the A2, and especially for the leech on the A1. Having somebody that does leech on their skills, especially on their basic, is huge, because this one means you don't need to have everybody in lifesteal. If you have a leech in there, instead of healing for 30% of the damage that you do from lifesteal, you would heal from 18%, which, you know what, that would be enough. And this could be pretty reliably placed, because I would have him only do A1 or the A2, which is decreased defense, and that's it. And with Ferrikin having the ally attack as well, that could be even better. So what do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. Do you think I should just work on Deacon, build him up? Because the thing is like this, I have a big advantage that most of my champions are Spirit, and I already have level 8 in accuracy on the Spirit champ. So that's straight up 80 accuracy from the beginning. Then the next one that I will be investing in, I think, is I'm gonna go to level 10 on crit damage on Spirit, and then level 10 on defense on Spirit. Because, like I said, my core team and my core champions are Spirit, Tomb Lord, Lysandra, Anax, Ferrikin the Fat. That's just four of the starter ones. Then Shieldguard, my campaign farmer. So yeah, I think that's what I will be doing. But yeah, do you think I should build Deacon or not? Obviously, that's gonna require me to get a ton of books, but I could even use him even if he's not fully booked, you know? Because 30% is still a decent enough chance to land. I would obviously go with Masteries and I would get him Sniper to get him a higher chance to that. He could also be my speed lead in there. You know, he could bring me that 90 speed in all battles, which means I can drop everybody else's speeds by, you know, the 90% I gain from this one. And that would give me the chance to give them more survivability stats, more offensive stats, you know, all the other stuff. So I feel like that's what I would have to do. And if I do that, then my team would obviously change. And I would do something like, let's have a quick look. Let's preset a team in here. Can I delete something from here? Let's see. Okay, don't need to delete it. So my team could be like this. Deacon, like I said, decreased defense on the A2. Not Reduction, Leech on the A1. Then obviously Sepulchre Sentinel for the increased defense and block debuffs. Geomancer obviously for damage mitigation. Farrakhan the Fat for ally attack, poisons, HP burn, you know, all the good stuff that he brings. And then the last spot could be Anax for now. Or instead of Anax, I could bring Rhonda in a Brimstone. Or I could bring Tomb Lord, but I would have to build him on a 4-3 ratio. So even though I have a 3-star awakening for Anax, he does not seem like he would fit my team right now. So I feel like maybe this would be the best team that I could do. Or I could try and go for a white one. I don't know. It's really complicated. But yeah, I think my next 6-star will actually be Deacon. Because you know what? He's going to be good in other areas of the game as well. Bringing more thermometer control, AoE decreased defense. Even though he's not better than Tomb Lord in that sense, I might just make him a clan boss specialist. And you know, by having him built for the sake of clan boss, he could be good in other stuff. Like he could help me having a Deacon at 6-star with Masteries. He's gonna help me get past this progress mission, because this is the next one where I'm gonna be stuck. Clear stage 14 of the Sacred Door. I have nobody there. But yeah, this was a little bit of a longer video because you know what, I had this dilemma and I really wanted to talk about it, explain my, you know, my thinking, my reasoning behind it, and you know what, maybe seeing me struggling with this one is gonna make you guys realize some stuff that maybe, you know, you're stuck on something or that's something similar to mine and it might help you out. I'm honestly debating just to YOLO this Sacred. What do I get for Summon Rush? Maybe I get something to solve all my problems. Maybe I get like a Toragi the Frog that's gonna make everything easier. Let's see, Summon Rush. What do I get for 500 of those? I get till here, not even the chicken. You know what? I just YOLO the beginning, never YOLO. Let's YOLO the Sacred. Let's see, what can we get? Come on, a Toragi, an amazing legendary again. Let's see, legendary. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so this guy is amazing, but he's impossible to speed to in a clan boss. He is amazing. He's gonna be amazing for Hydra though. Damn, Elder Skark. I already have an HP burner though, so he has a pretty interesting kit. Places increased defense on himself for 3 turns. Then fear on debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. True fear if they have block damage. Then increased speed for 2 turns on targets. Sorry, decreased speed targets that have shield. These debuffs cannot be resisted. Also places provoke on legendaries for 1 turn. So he could be interesting for Doom Tower pushing. Then this one's like he can do a 6-hitter with this one. He can do a 6-hitter. If there's 3 buffs or debuffs on the target, and he also places HP burn if all the extra hits are placed. Sorry, wait, can place up to 3 hits, places HP burn, debuffs for 2 turns, and true fear for 1 turn. Yeah, if all the extra hits are placed. So for Hydra, for example, if you attack somebody that has 6 debuffs, sorry, 3 debuffs, or 2 debuffs and a buff, or 1 debuff, you know, a combination of those 3, he does an AoE HP burn. It steals all buffs from the target after the attack. So that's pretty interesting on a 3-turn cooldown. Interesting. That the problem is this one. On the A1, he places increased speed on himself for 2 turns if he crits. So you cannot, you know, you cannot rely on him not critting. He's obviously going to crit most of the time. And also he places the increased crit rate if he does not crit. So this is interesting. I might have to think if I'm going to build him for this one or not. Right now, he's just going to be another 5-star. Another level 50, another faction war champions for my faction wars. Also, he brings crit rate in arena. Damn, another legendaries. This whole video got a different turn. So yeah, the thumbnail is definitely gonna be an interesting one. But yeah, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. If you do enjoy my content and my lucky sharp pulls, don't forget to like this video and sub to the channel to see when I upload next. And I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care everyone. Bye, guys.